This is in-depth study of the Christ, the propitiation,
It's
the
on.
begotten Son, the Lord, the Judge, the Ruler, the Standard, the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, the One, the true Jesus Christ. Here on Understanding the Bible Radio. On Screen Study, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, on screen, undeniable facts of Scripture.
It's Understanding the Bible Radio. Ron Saxton here. We're going into numbers 11 and 12. Yes, right now, live study showing on screen what happened. What happened with the Father, the Son, and the 12 tribes of Jacob. What happened? We're looking at it right now. We're looking at it. Messed up on my book order, I know. I've done Exodus. I've gotten to Deuteronomy. Now we're looking at Numbers. I thought Numbers was right after Exodus, but it's not. Leviticus is. So then we're going to go into Leviticus, okay, after this, just to look and see what happened. Is this relating to us now, today? I would say no. It's not, because I was not in Egypt. I was not oppressed and enslaved in Egypt, and I did not was not part of that time when the plagues came. Moses came to rescue us, and the plagues and all of that. No, I wasn't. Okay, and so I don't know anyone else that's alive today. So evidently, that was not for me. But I want to see what happened. I want to look into it. I want to know it for sure. No more putting myself in the story to say it was me. Yeah, that's what God can do for me. That's not the case. Okay, so we're looking to see exactly what took place. That's what we're doing. So I've been through Numbers 1 through 10 already. Now we're going into 11. No money, no tithing, no seed sowing, no products sold, no money exchanged at all. There's no supporting this ministry at all. If you want to support, which I do need you to do, that would be you hitting the like button. That's all you have to do. It's just one little hit, just one little tap of the finger, just one tap. Just hit the like button. That's all you have to do. How much is that to ask? That's it. There's no payment here. I don't get paid for this. No one's paying me. YouTube isn't paying me. No one's paying me. There's no ads on my videos. I've got over 1,000 videos now. We have jumped over the 1,000 study video mark on YouTube. Okay? It's over. Nothing else. That's it. We're studying live on screen to see exactly what it said using the blueletterbible.org. That's what we're using right here. Hopefully I got all my computer problems and systems glitches worked out, and if not, we're just going to have to get another machine. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to just get an upgrade, do something. Something's not happening right here. So here we go. We're going into verse 1. We're going to read through it, then we're going to look through it. If you have any questions, the chat is open about Numbers 11 and 12 right now. Okay, this is it. We're going through it. We're going to look through it and see what we see. Okay. Now, from Numbers 10, it's continuing on into it because it's and, okay? And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord. Now, what were they complaining about? Let's see here. Let's go back a little bit and see if we can see. Let's go down, get some of this back here so we can remember what was said that they were complaining about. Because all I remember is he was now sending them out on the journey. Okay, he got them all together. He separated the tribes. He called the princes for each tribe. He established the military, which side of the tabernacles they would be on, all the tabernacle furniture, everything all set up. The Levitical tribe, the Levites, they are the high priest. They are for God only. They're not for everybody else. They're taking care of the tabernacle, the temple, everything inside of it, and the sacrifices. They are accepting the sacrifice, bringing them in to the temple for the Lord to judge those sacrifices, things of that nature. So here we go. So now we also saw when the cloud came to the tabernacle, whether it was a cloud by day, fire by night, they would rest or they would get up and move. Okay, when the cloud and the fire left, they would get up and go ahead with their journey. As long as that cloud came or that fire came, then that would be their time to rest and sit and stay. Okay, when he was there. So here we go. Let's see. Let's take a look. And it came to pass, and the cloud of the Lord was upon them by day, and they went out of the camp. Okay, and it came to pass when the ark set forward that Moses said, "Rise up, Lord, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee." And when it rested, he said, "Return, O Lord, unto the many thousands of Israel." That's the last chapter there. Now maybe we're missing something from our canonized, translated Bible here, but the next chapter is 11, and it says, "And," okay, "when the people complained, it displeased the Lord." Okay, "And the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled." Okay, "And the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp." Wow, we'll come back to it. "And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched." Oh, I see. "And he called the name of the place, I want to say Taberah, because of the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat?" Oh, we want some meat, okay? "We remember the fish," see, it wants some meat, "which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic." So they ate healthy back then. "But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes." Oh, wow. "And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof was the color of bdellium." So now they're complaining. "And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it, and the taste of it was the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord, Wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou liest the burden of all these people upon me? Here go Moses. Here go Moses. Now he complaining. Have I conceived all this people? Wow. Have I begotten them, that thou shouldest say unto me, Carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth a suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers? Whence should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, Give us flesh, that we may eat. And I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. And the Lord said unto Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee. And I will come down and talk with thee there, and I will take the spirit of the I will take of the spirit which is upon thee, and I will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear not thyself alone. And say unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it is well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and ye shall eat. Ye shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it come out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that ye have despised the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why come we forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen, and thou hast said, I will give them flesh to eat, that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the Lord said unto Moses, is the Lord's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease. Ooh, yeah, Lord, give me the spirit of prophecy. Not the spirit that like Moses had, that he was complaining or anything, or was weary, but give me what you gave them 70. Let me have it. But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of the other was Medad. And the spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. Maybe the 2 witnesses, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm just saying, it makes me think of the 2 witnesses that everybody's wondering about in Revelation. That's, hey. This makes me think of it. And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Elad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, my lord Moses, forbid them. And Moses said unto him, enviest thou for thy sake? Would God that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his spirit upon them? And Moses got him into the camp and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side. A day's journey of quail falling by the camp, as it were a day's journey on the other side round about the camp. Another side of quail? Gosh, Lee. And as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And all the people stood up all that day, and all that night, and all that next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of that place Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kibroth Hattaavah unto Hazeroth, and abode at Hazeroth. Jackie Fortner stopped by. Hello, how are you? Say hello. Hit that like button for me. That's all I ask. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no donations, no seed sowing, no gift offering, no love offering, no whatever kind of offerings they want to make it up. There's none of that here. No products are sold. Just hit the like button for me, Jackie. Appreciate it. Now, here is a famous chapter that Mr. Joel Osteen makes popular, or has made popular. He has put it in one of his best-selling books. He's also preached it and released video on it. It's on YouTube and all that. It's called something about the shift or something like that, where the Lord will just shift things in your favor, and he uses this chapter to do it. Now we're going to see, we just saw exactly what the chapter said about this shift. All right. So if anything he left out in his ministry and promoting it in the way that this chapter is not telling, that what I would understand is deception. Okay. So here's the real deal about it. All right. So the people complained that they've been eating God's manna straight from heaven. It comes in the night from heaven, as Jesus even said in the New Testament. Excuse me. My sinuses are bothering me. The springtime is coming in. But anyway, so the people started to complain about what he was providing them. My goodness, about what he was providing. We don't want that anymore. We want this. Okay? So he has his anger kindled by that. All right? Moses even then complains to say, hey, this is too much for me to bear. You know, all these people coming and running to me and da-da-da-da-da, you know, and starts talking his little stuff and mess, whatever have you. And so the Lord hears this. Now, when he brought them out of their oppression, they thinking about the good stuff that they had in their oppression. Even though they cried out for 400 years about God, get us out of this. God, when you going to rescue? God, when you going to save us? That's their salvation, get out of oppression, right? So he hears their cry. He brings them out after all the great miracles and all the great things that he did, brings them out of there, brings them to I'm taking you to a promised land. And they're complaining. They're complaining. They could have even ate the manna fresh. They didn't have to cook it or nothing. They just ate it, you know, if they wanted to. But they're starting to complain. The same thing. I'm eating the same thing every day. The same thing. I want something different. God's angry. Okay. All right. So he gathers. He says, get 70 people. I want you to get 70 others, Moses, since you complaining. And the same spirit that you have upon you. Now, this spirit we see in the chapter is not a spirit of heaviness like Moses is projecting it to be. Like it's a heavy thing for me to deal with, blah, 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 blah. Because when he gives it to the 70 other men, they begin to prophesy, spreading the Lord's words to the people. So that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Okay. So they start to do that. And now some people start to envy about two others that are not at the tabernacle, but they're in the camp congregations walking around prophesying things. okay, of the Lord from the Spirit that came upon. It did not come into. Okay, that's very key. In that covenant, you couldn't get the Holy Spirit to be in you as it is given to you in the covenant of Christ, which is what we're under right now. So let's not get those mixed up. So I just want to make that clear. So he's not able to bear all these people alone. God gives him 70. He says, I'm coming down to talk to you. I'm coming down. I'm mad. Okay. So he's telling them, you're going to get some chicken. You're going to get some quail, some fowl to eat. Now, you're dealing with like 1 million plus people here. Okay. This is not a small group of 100,000 or 200,000. This is one, because the armies all measure 600 plus thousand. Okay. That's not even including the tribe of Levi. Okay. So now you got to include the other men and women and children that are not in the militaries of this 600 plus thousand and add them into the mix. You're looking at at least 1 million plus on the low side, closer to 1 million, at least. Okay. So now they want flesh to eat, chicken, meat. They want some meat. God does do and cause a wind to blow. He does. And he causes a wind to blow. And on one side of this 1.2 million, 1 million plus, okay, 1 million plus people, on one side of them is 2 cubits foot high of quail birds, dead, ready to eat. Ready to cook, ready to eat, I guess. If they had to cook it, first they gathered it. It's one day that took them to gather it. And on the other side of the camp, you got another one. Let's take a look. Look at this. Look at this. Now this is the shift, okay? The famous shift sermon by Mr. Osteen. There went forth a great wind from the Lord and brought quails from the sea and let them fall by the camp as it were a day's journey on this side. You see that? As it were a day's journey on the other side. There's 2 sides round about the camp, as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. 2 cubits. What are cubits? What's the measurement there? Let's take a look. Let me blow this up so you can see it on your device. Okay, this is the Webster's 1828 dictionary. So let's take a look. Cubit. Let's see how high we would put that in. Let's see. The forearm, the ulna, the bone of the arm of the elbow or the wrist. That's in menstruation. No, the length of a man's arm from the elbow of the extremity of the middle finger. The cubit among the ancients was as of a different length among different nations. All right. Dr. Somebody states the Roman cubit at 17 inches and 4 tenths of the cubit of the scriptures at a little less than 22 inches. Okay. And at the English cubit at 18 inches. Okay. So we're looking at, let's say, 20 inches high off the ground. 2 of them. So that makes 40 inches. Okay. We just get an idea. That's how high this line was on one side of the camp and on the other. They were surrounded by quail birds ready to eat. Okay. Now I'm sure they had to prepare it unless God's wind blew all the feathers off and cooked it for them to be able to eat it when they picked it up. Okay. They gathered it in homers. Okay. Let's see what the cubits says in the Hebrew. Let's see if they translated it. into our English in the lexicon. Let's see.
Strong's H520. Amma.
Hit your like button. Hit your like button. Cubit measure post. Let's see. A cubit, a measure of distance from the forearm, roughly 18 inches. Okay, yeah. So there you go. Used of the Old Testament, a cubit of a man, or a cubit. DT 3.11. I'm not familiar with that. The legal cubit or cubit of the sanctuary. All right. Ezekiel 40.5. I want to say Ezekiel. Yeah, there it is. Plus others. See a Bible dictionary for a complete treatment. Okay, so we say average 20. All right. So there's your lexicon definition there. You'll be able to look at it. Pause it on the YouTube or the Facebook to see it, and I'm going to keep going on. Okay, I think I got the understanding of it and all that, because you can see this for free at blueletterbible.org. Go there, set up your profile. In your preferences, go down on the left side, on your right side. I'm sorry, on your right. As you go down, you'll see Strong's Numbers button. Click it; it will show up, so you can be able to see these definitions, or just use the Strong's in the show site tools there on your desktop or your a mobile site, however you use it, so you can see it. But that's how I do it. That's how I do it here. So we're seeing it. And all the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. That's how much it was. That's how much it was. Now, I don't think quail is big as a chicken. Okay? It's big as a a chicken, we eat. So they gathered them, okay? Put them in 10 homers. All right, 10 homers. Here's Homer in the original Hebrew language.
Strong's H2563. Homer.
It's a clay, homer, mortar, mire, heap. Let's see. Swelling, surging of water. A unit of dry measure, about 65 imperial gallons. Homer. Now there's 10 of them. 10. They say it here. Okay, now there's your lexicon there. All right, a heap, a mound. Okay. A homer, a measure of dry things containing 10 baths. Okay. All right, so it's like gallons. By later writers, the same measure is called, this Hebrew term, all right, which see. So you got to go back to Hebrew for that, but we're using our English just to get an idea of what went on. So he gathered, each man, it says there. So there you go. So they had plenty. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people. This is the part that Mr. Osteen does not tell you in his sermon and in his book. This is what he leaves out. You see, because actually God is not a genie. Okay, he's not here to give us what we want him to give us. Okay, he's not here for that. We should be giving him what he wants us to give him. And believe me, it's not money. Okay, it's not. He doesn't need your money. Men do, so that they can continue on with what they're doing. And also, even though it says it's not for profit, we know. Okay, come on. We know what's going on. But anyway, so it's because of his wrath was kindled that he did this. They complained. That's how they requested and longed for and prayed for and wanted and cried out for. But God was angry about it because you don't like my manna. You don't like what I'm giving you here to sustain you. Yeah. All right. And he called that place. That's what God called it. Because he smote them. And as they ate, the Lord smote the people with a great plague. And guess what? They died because they were buried. They had to bury them. The people that lusted. See that? That's very key there. Okay. Okay. Any questions, comments, post it up, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. That's all it takes is a little touch, just a little touch. That's all it takes. Okay. That's it. All right. So let's go to 12. Let's go to 12. We're right on schedule. Good deal. And we'll be done with this one. Now, after that happens, and they get through that, and Miriam and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses. What is the problem now? Because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. Now I'm familiar with this one. Okay. All right, this is the chapter here. Okay. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. Moses, a Hebrew, married an Ethiopian woman. You see that? There it is. And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, all three of them. Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision. That's how he said he's going to do it. And will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is my servant Moses, who is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, okay, not in a dream, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. He's going to be clear with Moses, in other words. And the similitude of the Lord shall behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Lord, here he's getting him mad again. The Lord was kindled against them, Aaron and Miriam, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. That's where the Lord was resting at, over in Paran, before they started moving. Unless this is a different Paran. But as you can see, now, every one of us listening to this study, Numbers 12, the Lord God does not like prejudice. Period. Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. She is not a Hebrew. Here we go with the black and the white stuff. Here we go. Now, that term was not even brought up until European English. This black and white stuff, you know. Now, Jesus is black. No, he's white. He's black. He's white. He was neither. He was Middle Eastern, Hebrew, Nazarene. How could a white baby hide in Egypt? How could a black baby hide in Egypt? Oh, the Egyptians, they're black. Well, the Egyptians didn't deal with anyone. You couldn't be a part of their society. None of that unless you were 100% Egyptian. The color of the human body of Jesus Christ, Mary, and Joseph was Middle Eastern. That's what the color is. So here, we've got Miriam, Hebrew, Aaron, Hebrew, mad at Moses, Hebrew, for marrying a Ethiopian woman, non-Hebrew. That is the cause of all of this problem right here. There's the cause. And the Lord can see that inside the hearts and minds. He can see it. Man can't. So what did they do? Since Moses couldn't see it, we're going to go to him and say, hey, and switch up now. And God, you ain't the only one God talked to. You ain't the only one at all. Yeah, he talks to us. He can speak to us. God said, that's me and his business now. So now I'm stepping in. Y'all come on out before the tabernacle. Come on out. I want to speak to y'all. Come on out here. Suddenly, he spoke to Moses. Suddenly, it said. So he interrupted everything. And the Lord spoke right there. Suddenly. So now he knows what the real is going on, but he addresses their excuse that he told Moses. This is what I'll do when I want a prophet. Now, I'm going to speak to him in a dream. So we already see, based on him speaking to Moses, he speaks to Moses clearly. But in a dream, he speaks to his other prophets in dreams. Okay? That's what he does. He says it right there. Numbers 12, bottom line. That's what he says. They were being prejudiced, racist, whatever you want to call it. Black on black crime, black on black racism, if you want to call it that. But it's not black on black. It's culture. It's tribe. That's what it is. He doesn't like it. He didn't like it among them. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing. So now she needs, and it came, he must have exactly started with her. And Miriam, I believe, is Moses' sister. What does she have against this Ethiopian woman? I don't understand. It doesn't say anything else about it, but that she's Ethiopian. That's the key there. So there you go. He doesn't like it. Period. So there you go. And he picks his prophets. You know, man doesn't pick the prophets of God. God does. I can see that too. I see that in there too. He didn't like it. And he says, listen, listen, because you doing this thing, you dealing directly with my servant, my boy, okay, the one I called and who he marries. Since you got problems with that, how about I clear some things up for you and let you think about it for a week? How about that? Let you understand. Now, y'all just got through dealing with me slaying a lot of y'all, and y'all had to bury him. Y'all didn't think about that. Now you come with this. I mean, come on. This is nothing to be proud about. Nothing to be proud of at all that you're doing. Nothing. But we're so quick to turn the finger and talk about who's oppressing us. Who's causing this to cause us to do this, and who's doing that, and who's that. Handle your own business, especially when it comes to God. Handle your own with him. He's got requirement, and that requirement is that you turn to him to receive his spirit in you, that he would work in you, transforming you to a workmanship in his son. That's between you and him, but you got to come to him for his purpose. He's not changing anything. Lord, if you give me this, I'll come to you for you to give me yours. That's not the requirement. The requirement is that you just come to me anyway. How about that? See, we have got to get serious about our own relationship with God. And that relationship is not, you're not the head of that relationship. He is. And he says, this is the way that I'm going to relate to you. I'm going to work in you, put my spirit in. Now you got to come to me for this, so we don't have nothing going on. We don't have no relationship. You're not mine. Because if you don't have my spirit, you do not belong to me. I don't belong to you. You need to belong to me. You see what I'm saying? If you do not have his spirit, you are none of his. You understand? That's Romans 8, verse 9. You must have his spirit in this current covenant. So here in Numbers, we're seeing the issue, more issues and problems and complaints and mess going on. Any questions, comments, you need to post it up right now. Post it up. Live study, on screen, undeniable. I don't know who would deny this. Share it, like it. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. Share it, like it, totally up to you. Don't forget to subscribe, friend, follow, bookmark, whatever have you. Get it done. Because we're here, still going. I'm not changing anything. I'm not stopping. As long as I can do it, I will do it. Okay? This is it. Live study, live on screen. There it is. So he deals, when you're dealing with him, you have to follow him. Okay? You've got to understand that about him. You've got to follow the Lord, because the Lord is the leader. He's the shepherd, the cleanser, the door, the pastor, the prophet, the one, the standard, the savior. He's the only one that saves. Nothing else saves. You doing good and kicking your sin habits and all that, that does not save you. That does not cleanse you. That does not purify. That does not transform. He does by his spirit in you. That's who does it. And you've got to understand that. Get a hold of it. You got to get a hold of that mentally. And you need to hold on it. You need to get a hold on it, and you need to crave his spirit. That's towards him. You need to crave him, long for him, and need him. Okay? Because he is the only one that can do it. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's the only one. You must have this done in you. Do not think that there's any other way, because there isn't. Period. There isn't. We're coming back with Numbers 13 and 14 in about 8 minutes. We're coming back with it. Share it, like it. I'll see you then soon. If not, come back and check it out. It'll be here on the Facebook page, Ron Saxton. You can click the link in the Understanding the Bible Radio to get all the videos that are on the YouTube. Also, come back, check it out. Look at it. See what happened for yourself live on screen. I thank you.
Please allow us to extend our deepest thanks, our humblest appreciation, our greatest gratitude for your fellowship here with us, sharing the letter of the gospel, the ancient definitions of Scripture. This is Understanding the Bible.